I'm not gonna do that much today. Man, I have to micro rant here. You know what's really pissing me off? Is I went to Indiana today. I've been to Indiana, Lafayette, Crawfordsville. I've been to Champaign, Urbana. And you know what I saw today? So many of those goddamn air cameras. I don't even want to be a schizo when I say we're turning to essentially a surveillance state. Again, before you say, oh, well, you're a schizo. Not yet. Maybe at 70 I'll be a schizo. You gotta wait then. However, there's these things called flock cameras. And they are essentially AI-powered cameras that connect to a database. Now, if I go into my store, I agree with like Lois Rossman. If I go into my store, I have a camera. It's stored on a database on their place. You know, the cops have to go in, or someone has to go in and pull the card to get it. But with these cameras, they're accessible by law enforcement, like, if anything. And apparently they have been known to just type in, oh, what do you need to use this for? They just type in donut, and then that's a day. I'm not even kidding you. Like, but when I say, like, across Indiana and Illinois, these cameras are everywhere. They are everywhere. Any town that has more than 1,000, 2,000 people has these cameras. And they have strategically placed them in and out of the city. Now here's where it gets worse in my opinion. It costs, each law enforcement costs $2,000 per month per year. No, sorry. $2,000 per year per camera. So if a city has 50 cameras, not that many, right? That's $100,000 a year being just spent. I'm honest, law enforcement, if any law enforcement is texting, or if they're watching, I could possibly design you a camera system that is far cheaper than that. Like, bruh. And by the way, these cameras can track your car. They will get your license plate, your make and model, and apparently they've been known to even track cars without license plates. Think about... Oh wait, I know what I was doing. I was gonna make one of these auto extractors. Think about the connotations of that. And apparently there have been already false arrests due to this flock system. That's nuts in my opinion. Why do we allow that? That's one thing I hate about modern society, is that we are just like giving less of a shit about privacy. Like, we need to stand up and stop people like megacorps from just invading our personal lives. Like, and if anybody objects to that, okay, if you object to that, I want you to go to Google. I want you to drive to the Google HQ. I want you to get everything. Your social security number. I want you to get your date of birth. All your records. You know, every family has one of those boxes in their houses where they keep all their records. I want you to grab that case. I want you to take a picture of it and post it on the internet. No, you're not going to do that. And you know why? Because you're smart. You're not going to post your info on the internet. However, your info is already on the internet, but people are just stealing it. It's kind of stupid. I need rubber. Also, do you mind know what I agree with Louis Rossman, and I can validate this. Do you know what really puts salt into the wound? Is that these stupid AI cameras are installed on particularly shitty roads. Like I'm telling you, you can find these cameras on roads that have the most potholes, the most bumps, and all that shit. All that, and all these roads have all these bad problems. If you live in Illinois, especially like central, anything central to the south, actually it's Illinois or Indiana, like the Midwest in general. In the Midwest, we have a lot of roads. It's not just Illinois. I've been to Indiana literally today. Indiana, especially like western rural Indiana, has some shitty roads. Just like in Illinois and central Illinois, we do have some shitty roads. There are some good ones. They're not all bad, but we don't have the best roads. Maybe it's because we allocate thousands, millions of dollars to AI cameras. Like look, give me a second. I literally have a picture of, I mean, I know the garbage probably was put there after the camera, but look at this. I have a picture of a camera with garbage right next to it, which means that the cities, U.S. cities, would rather put a camera down than spend the $2,000 a year to, I don't know, hire a guy. I mean, I know it's going to take a lot more than that much money. Like, the amount of money, they could have probably hired, or, like, bought more equipment for cops, or actually cleaned up the streets, like, used a sweeper. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna find this picture. This is what they look like, chat. I think you've seen them. If you're an American citizen, then you've seen them. This is what they look like. They're these tall, slender, black poles. They have this camera on top of them, and they have this solar panel. Look at this. Actual garbage. Actual garbage. There's a can of litter just sitting next to it. I know. I will say, for the benefit of the doubt, the garbage most likely came after the camera. But by the way, I'm not even kidding you. On that same road, there is this big fat-ass pothole that's like 3 foot wide, and they just barely filled over it. It's still shitty. Oh wow, September 3rd, September of 2023, that camera was just put there. That camera was literally put there within the past 2 years. And before anybody jumps to political sides, this seems to be a bipartisan issue. I've seen these in blue and red areas alike. I've seen them in rural areas, I've seen them in populated areas, I've literally seen them everywhere. So this seems more like, most likely a bipartisan thing, where there's just cameras everywhere. And it's kind of freaking scary to me. Again, I've seen them in Lafayette, Indiana, Champaign-Urbana, Bloomington, Illinois. I've seen them in Eureka, Illinois, El Paso, Illinois. I've seen them in, like, just everywhere. Like, I'm not kidding you. I've lived here for a while. I started noticing them popping up like 2 or 3 years ago. And then now they're exploding in population. Again, this is a camera that once you go buy it, your car is in a database that has the make, model, year of your number, your license plate, all your shit. Just search up Louis Rossmann. Louis Rossmann flop camera. But again, I'm just saying this to the cities that literally buy these cameras in bulk. How about you actually fill in your goddamn potholes? How much does it cost to fill in a pothole? Give me a second. How much does it cost to fill one? $100 to $400 for the money. The money it costs them for every single year could be used to repave anywhere between 5 to 20 potholes. But no, they're not going to repave them. They're simply just going to waste money on these cameras. Now, actually, I have a good point. What would you rather have? A cop, you know, let's say I'm in a park, and a guy is going to come up to me, he's going to assault me, he's going to threaten me with a gun, and he's gonna rob my shit. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a camera that's gonna watch you, or would you rather have a frickin' police officer that can get there and actually stop the guy? I'd rather have the cop, man. Because then the cop could be like, hey, yo, that's not cool, and unload like 15 rounds of 9mm parabellum if they're shoot first, ask questions later type guys. Like, what the hell is the camera gonna do? Hey, look, record the crime. Well, guess what? Yeah, it just caught the guy, but now my ass is dead and I'm going straight to hell because somebody put a 9mm parabellum in my face. You get what I mean? Or, you know, you could spend the extra couple $1,000s you spend, or actually give your cops a raise. I saw in Illinois an advertisement to be a sheriff, and they were paying a minimum of $68,500. Holy shit, that is trash wage. Why do we literally imagine paying sheriffs as low as 68. That should be higher. But we are in the same country that pays teachers like what, 58? 60,000? Completely nuts. But yeah, again, does anybody else find it infuriating that your local state or city ordinances would rather pay money to install AI cameras rather than pave potholes, get, you know, upgrade sweepers or upgrade street sweepers, pay a couple foremen and give them a raise to go out there and clean up trash or pave potholes? I'm just saying, I'd rather have potholes be paved over and not lose my axle to a pothole. Because I go to my college, right? And there is this big ass pothole. It's probably at least a square yard, big pothole. And they did cover up, they did try, but they did not try hard enough. Like, it's still there. Like, can a man not have a pothole filled? Please? Dagger root. Damn, there are not a lot of wrecked rovers around here now, aren't there? What's that red pulsing thing on that satellite? Just warning lights, most likely. Oh, there's a gen! Viewers. Okay, maybe one right there. Initiate extraction. Tungsten, tungsten. What was I getting tungsten for again? Probably lights. Yeah, guys, I hate to say this, I'm gonna go because I literally have been to, like, I'm a central Illinois-based guy. I literally went to Indiana back today. I'm tired of shit. Is Also, does anybody here? You know, I just remember. Right, did anybody hear about how farmers are now struggling to sell soybeans because China will not buy them all? I literally saw that shit coming from like 5 months away. I'm like, dude, they are not gonna buy our shit. And you know what? Look, before I say this, I talked to one of my old high school teachers who now teaches at the place I work. I go to school at, and she is a pretty good economist, and she's pretty good with crypto, trade, business, economy. Like she's in like financial, right? So like she knows her shit. So I'm like, here's what I think, right? So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna. I said, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. You know, we tear up China, and China's like, you know what, screw you too, you're gonna get it right back up the ass. So then, what happens is that China does not want to buy our soybeans. Now, here's a little bit of an issue. We're kind of in a competition between Brazil and Argentina. Brazil exports more soybeans than the United States does. Then we rank number second, and then Argentina ranks number third. Now here's where I think, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a guess here. And I told this to my teacher, what I'm about to tell you right now. I'm like, okay, what if, you know, we get to a point where China, I'm trying to remember what I said. So I'm like, I'm not firing on full cylinders. That's good. I was gonna get a little mini baby furnace. Where is one? I need to go find one. I could take you. There's probably a couple of ones over storage. Oh, there's a couple of ones over in storage. Sorry if I'm mumbling. So what I told my teacher is that, what if we get to a point where, you know, because of our trade war, we're not going, you know, China's not going to want to buy from America when it comes to soybeans. What if they're, you know what's going to happen? They're going to start going to other places, and then they're going to start buying from Argentina, maybe from Brazil, maybe other countries. And then here's what's going to happen: after their trade war is gone, the other countries are going to have us by the balls when it comes to terms of selling soybeans, and then China's going to be like, what's the point of buying in the U.S. when I can just go buy from Brazil? They don't blow smoke up my ass. I told this to my teacher who is in economy and trades and shit, and she said, yeah, that is essentially right on the money. So what is that soybean gonna do? What are we gonna do with it? How will we be able to manage all that? I mean, soybeans can be converted into oil. They can also be used for a lot of food, as soy is very, very notable for being a food product. I wonder how this will turn out. We're gonna have to see. I will say, again, I do live in Illinois, so this will definitely hurt my state a lot. Because if you don't know, we are like second in the nation for farming soybeans. Like, we farm shit ton of them. I'm talking, when I say we farm soybeans, I mean, there are actual points of my state where it's just 10 miles, 20 plus miles of soybeans and corn. It's ridiculous. I also found it funny how I knew what a tariff was before people started mass looking them up. Like, I've learned a little bit about them. And I also educated myself on the Smooth Holly Terror Fact. Like, bruh. Another thing. I saw a clip today of Asmongold getting so angry. And Asmongold is a pathetic little scoundrel, in my opinion. But he got so mad, apparently, about some woman's voice lines in Battlefield 6. Like, does this guy not look at the military? I swear, I've had recruiters go to my school, and there's a lot of female people or female, army members that I've seen go to my school. You know what's funny? Is that I love how people like Andy Pants Gaming and Asmongold, they're like, oh, look at these people in the military. Meanwhile, they are slobs. Like, for example, you got Andy Pants saying, men are built to conquer, to go to war. Meanwhile, this 40-year-old jackass sits in his house just like me all day long. Now, here's the difference between me and him. Me, I don't say, oh man, I'm built to do something, and I sit in my house. The dude, and he's like, oh, you should have a job by the age of 15. No, the reason I'm not good at a job is because I'm being forced to. I swear, Andy Pants Gaming must be satire. Like, there is no way he isn't. Oh god, if you've never seen Andy Pants Gaming, he is a whole another level of cringe. Again, I find cringe anybody who takes any sort of advice from Asmongold. Can you imagine taking advice from a guy who literally has moldy cups in his room? His house looks like a goddamn war zone. And the dude looks like he has freaking black mold growing on his face. Like, dude, Asmongold's room is so dirty, he actually inspired me to clean up. And I'm dirty. Like, my apartment's kind of filthy, right? It's kind of nasty. You come in here and be like, wow, this place sucks. But at least I don't got moldy cups in my room. Dude, I genuinely don't get people who have, like, moldy cups in their room. That is disgusting. Like, I draw a line at biohazards, dude. Hell no to that. Man, wait, as we go up the problem with, quote, the problem with women in video games. Man, you know what we should look about video games? Problem ain't women. You know what it is? It's greedy corporations like Nintendo who basically make a console that break if you try to modify it. It's EA that prices the shit out of their customers. It's Xbox that just increased their Game Pass to $30 a month. I'm a PlayStation person, and I think that's bullshit. I feel really bad for the Xbox users. That shit sucks. I will also throw a spitball at PlayStation for making you have to pay $160 a year just to access Fallout New Vegas, a game that came out literally 10 years ago. Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Yo, guys, in 2 days, Fallout New Vegas is 20. No, it's 10 years old. Holy shit, this game is awesome. Oh. Oh god, yeah, I watched that video of him getting pissed over a female voice line. Dude, this guy is absolutely sensitive. What a butthurt little bitch. Is like, and you know what? I searched it up if he had a girlfriend or not, and he didn't. I'm about to say, if Asmongold gets a girlfriend, I need to start dating right now because I have hope in myself. If he has one, he don't, and I'm not surprised. If I were a girl, I wouldn't want to date a guy like him. I mean, the shit he says, I definitely want to date him at all. Ugh. What a freaking incel. Asmongold looks like that one fat guy on South Park. You know, like that guy who was on the World of Warcraft thing. You know he joined ICE in South Park, like the gamer guy. If he slimmed down, I'm pretty sure that's what Asmongold would look like. Or no, Asmongold would look like that gamer guy on South Park if he slimmed down. Asmongold makes me afraid to have facial hair. Kids, that's why you shave. You look like Asmongold. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go because it's getting late. I have to go hit the hay. I have work tomorrow. You know, actual work that doesn't involve ranting about people in video games. I have to go to work where, I'll actually contribute to society unlike Asmongold. Anyway, peace.